If you've ever thought, I would love a garden, but I have no idea where to start, this episode is for you. Maybe you've scrolled past beautiful garden photos and felt that little pull of longing. Or maybe your kids have been asking to grow something and you keep thinking, someday. Here's what I want you to know. November is actually the easiest, most forgiving time to dip your toes in. There is no scorching heat, no rush to get seeds in the ground, no pressure to keep up with everyone else's blooming gardens. Just small, quiet steps that start building your dream garden's foundation. Today, I'm going to walk you through 3 simple ways to begin your gardening journey, even if you've never grown a single thing before. And I promise, by the end of this episode, you will feel like gardening is something you can actually do. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about starting slow and growing strong. Hey there, welcome to Grow with Vibrant Rainbow Gardens, your go-to space for growing, thriving seasonal gardens right here in the wild and wonderful Houston climate. Before we dive into practical steps, I want to shift how you think about gardening. Because here's the thing, gardening isn't about being perfect. It's not about knowing the Latin names of plants or having a Pinterest-worthy garden bed. Gardening is about curiosity. It's about small beginnings. It's about getting your hands dirty and learning as you go or learning as you grow. And November is your dreaming season. It's the pause between the rush of summer harvest and the fresh start of spring planting. It's when the garden whispers, rest, plan, prepare. Here's the truth that actually surprises you. You don't need to have a garden yet. You don't even need to know what you want to grow. You just need to start paying attention to your space. So here's your first assignment, and it's easier than you think. Go outside. Stand in your yard or on your balcony. Notice where the sun falls in the morning. Where does it linger in the afternoon? How does the air feel against your skin? After a rain, where does the water puddle? Where does it drain away? That's it. That's the first step toward gardening. Simply noticing. Because when you actually understand your space, when you really see it, you will know what exactly when it's ready to grow. You will work with nature instead of fighting against it. And that, my friend, is where gardening becomes joyful instead of frustrating. Alright, now let's get into the 3 simple beginner-friendly actions you can actually take this week to start your gardening journey. Number 1, gardening doesn't begin with planting. It begins with feeding the soil. Healthy soil grows healthy plants. It is that simple. It took me a really long time to understand this concept. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one small spot. Maybe it's a corner of your yard. Maybe it's a single large pot on your porch. It doesn't have to be big. It's just one little space. That will be your garden spot. Now add a little compost or mulch to it. Just a thin layer. You're not digging, you're not tilling, you're simply laying down some organic matter on top of the soil. And guess what? You just fed the earth before it feeds you. You have started building that living, thriving foundation that every garden needs. This is your soil habit. And like any habit, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent. Okay, next one. This one is going to be my favorite, actually, it's going to be your favorite, especially if you have kids. Go outside, gather all the fallen leaves. I know we have fall right now, but we don't see a lot of leaves in our area. But if you find any, gather them. I know these are actually garden gold. Here's what you do. Grab those leaves. You and the kids can make it a little adventure. Crumble them with your hands, or you can let the kids stomp on them, crush them, and actually make a mess. When my kids were super young, we used to pretend it's a mud puddle and we used to jump up and down on them, just like Peppa Pig. Then sprinkle them right on top of the soil spot you started in step 1. Congratulations! You just made your first layer of mulch. No digging required, no fancy equipment. What you're doing is mimicking what nature does in the forest. Leaves fall, they break down, they feed the soil, and the cycle continues. You're not just gardening, you're partnering with nature's rhythms. Now, for my favorite part, okay, I know I say it about every single thing, but it's about dreaming. You're basically dreaming about how you want your garden to be. Grab a piece of paper and some crayons or colored pencils. If you have kids, invite them into this. Draw your dream garden together. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be to scale. Maybe it's just one raised bed. Maybe it's 3 pots in your back steps. Maybe it's a little corner with sunflowers and tomatoes. The point isn't perfection, it's possibility. The sketch becomes your plan when you're ready to start your garden. It becomes the thing you look at on tough days and think, hey, this is why I started. It's your vision. It's your North Star. And here's the beautiful part. Gardens change. They grow with you. Your first sketch doesn't have to be your forever garden. It's just your starting point. Okay, now for my seasoned gardeners tuning in, I see you. I haven't forgotten about you. This is your reminder to feed your soil before planting. Top dress those beds with really good quality compost before you get your cool season veggies. Maybe this week you can finally map up your succession planting. Or start that compost bin you've been meaning to build. Now, you're actually the steady heartbeat that keeps the garden world inspiring. The beginners are watching you not because you're perfect, but because you keep showing up season after season. Thank you for being that light. So if gardening has ever felt too complicated, too overwhelming, or just out of reach, take a breath. This is your slow season, your invitation to start small. Every gardener you admire, every person with a lush, thriving garden began with one curious step, one handful of soil, one little dream. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to do everything right. You just have to begin. And November is giving you the gentlest, most forgiving start possible. If this episode sparks something in you, if you're feeling that little flutter of, maybe I could do this, I want to invite you to take the next step. Come join my free Facebook community, Grow with Vibrant Rainbow Gardens. My vision for it is full of friends just like you, asking questions, sharing photos of their first sprouts, cheering each other on through the ups and downs. You will find encouragement, guidance, and simple ideas to make gardening doable and joyful. It's the kind of space where no question is too basic, where mistakes are just part of the learning and where we celebrate every single tiny victory. I'll drop the link in the show notes. Come say hi. I'd love to meet you. Thanks for spending this time with me today. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep noticing, and remember, every garden starts with a single seed of possibility. Happy growing, friends! For you in the show notes. Until next time, keep planting, keep growing, and trust your garden instincts.